Hello people, welcome to Star Homestead India. This is a mail call from Idaho Garden Girl. She sent me two different seeds. One is eggplant camo with a K. These may look similar like ones that I have, but I'm pretty sure these are not an Indian variety because she sent me from US. And these are from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. It's from Missouri. So what makes this different? Okay, well, it says Japanese chefs highly regard this variety of its creamy, dense flesh and sweet flavor. The plants are super heat and humidity tolerant. A Kyo SI, a traditional vegetable of Kyoto. This variety is from the city of Kamo, Japan. Okay, so these are Japanese seeds. So since it says that they can tolerate humidity and heat, superheat, not normal heat, superheat, something that I have here. If you look at here today on a wonderful day, it's hot. It's probably around 33 degrees Celsius, but that's what they say. We all know that it's more than that, always more than that. And the reason I'm wearing these sunshades to fool myself, saying it is cold outside or cloudy. Anyways, the next set of seeds are marigold. It says sweet mage or Mexican mint. That's the variety that she has sent me. These are from the same place, Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds from Missouri. Let's see what they have written on the back of this packet. It says tender, perennial, late blooming marigold, great in teas and other drinks. For flavoring many dishes, Hispanic heirloom. There you go. Great for drinking in tea systems. So I'm not a tea or coffee drinker. When I say that, I mean actual tea leaves and actual coffee beans. Now we know that most of the plant extracts are considered as teas as well, like ginger tea. There's no tea in it. It's extract of ginger. So same case here. When I say marigold tea, it's from marigolds. Not you mix something with the tea leaves. No. Alright, so these are wonderful seeds. She has sent me plenty more previously in other mail calls I have done, posted on this channel. You might have seen that. If not, please do go ahead and check. She has sent me a bunch of seeds and I'm gonna be planting after this month. Now this month is May. It's summer for us. Unless we get monsoons, my garden will dry up quickly, and no matter of doesn't matter whether you put coir or the coconut mulch, whatever you want to call it as, to keep the moisture inside, still it's gonna get dried up. So all we have to do is wait through this month and we'll start planning from June. Well, from June, around say in the middle of the month, we'll start getting rains. So anything that I want to plan, I'll be doing that in the beginning of the June, and I'll be pouring water. I'll be watering my plants and all. Now once it hits June middle of the week, I'm not going to do that anymore because God is going to pour water for us here. Of course, everywhere else, wherever it rains. So here is the thing though. Regardless of how much water I pour in my garden, how much water I put in for my plants, it makes a lot of difference when it rains. It rains, they just brought up, something like a life coming back to them, or it looks like as if they are really fresh and blooming. It's magical. You don't get that thing from those plants when you put water. No, we don't do that. There's a lot of difference between rainwater and the water, the hose. The water comes out of your hose from the garden. It's quite different. So I know being in a summer, we long for rains, but let me tell you, summer is good. Number one reason that we love summers here in India is we do a lot of sun drying. We do a lot of snacks that need a lot of sun to dry, and we store them in mason jars. Then we use it for like a snacks in the evening, or even to go with like a side dish with a meal. So we do that. That's very important. And also for a person like me who has a coconut tree, a soap berry tree, I need sun to dry them off as much as possible before I could actually store them back in my barn or in my room, wherever the place. Thing is, if they are not properly sun dried, then they would end up getting mushy and they'll go bad, and it's not a good thing. Okay, because I'm also planning to give away some of the soap berries to my friends and neighbors and cousins that I got here. So I'm thinking how many pounds should I give to each one of those, because I don't want to give to a person who doesn't use them or doesn't know how to use them, doesn't know how to process them or store them. If I could actually store those all the berries, turn them into powder, remove the nut from the berries inside, and store them in actual powder form, then that's easier for anybody who's receiving from me, because you can just put some hot water and start applying to your hair, shampoo your hair. It's gonna look good, look thick, look wavy, and really awesome. So yeah, so I'm still in the I'm still thinking about it. We'll see how it goes, whether I want to donate berries or when I want to turn that into powder, then give them in the powder format. We'll see how that goes. So apart from that, today is a wonderful day. I'll tell you why. I have one of my hen, Shamala. Her name is Shamala. It's an Indian name. It's a typical Indian name. So I have put 9 eggs under her. Sorry, that's how we wipe the sweat here. So 9 eggs under her. We lost 1 egg while having a kerfuffle with other hen. But anyways, right now they're hatching. We got 1 chick out. Today in the morning I have posted the video in my channel in my morning Indian Standard Time. You could check that in one of my previous videos. The title says baby chicks hatching close up. So you can see them in real close up. You can see tiny little lives coming out of the shells. So we still have some more to go and hatch and come out. I did see some cracks in the eggs, but they're not completely open up. They're still, I can hear them peeping, I can hear them chirping sounds, and the mother is communicating with them, and she also helps to remove some of the shell when the babies start coming out. And there is 1 egg that did not show any sign of life. I'm gonna do a light thing, like light checking with a flashlight. I'm gonna take that egg into a dark room and put a flashlight underneath, see if anything is developed or not. If it has an embryo, then I'll put the egg back. If not, I'll remove it, because I don't want all that heat to go waste on the egg that is not gonna be fertilized, or a chick is not gonna come out of it. So I'm gonna give them space to have all that heat distributed almost equally to all the baby chicks, so they can actually be protected and grown and become strong as their papas and mamas here. All right. So yeah, so that's wonderful news. And second news that I would say wonderful is one of my other hen, which hatched like 3 months ago. We had 5 chicks, and we lost them to a virus here. But the others actually I was able to save. I vaccinated them. So among the 2 that survived, we thought they were like roosters when they were young. They had hair on their head. And thing is, most of the native fowls belonging to this area, this part of the country, the hens also have hair, but they won't grow that fast. I mean, not that big as compared to a rooster. But when they are young, their hair is almost as thick as roosters. So unless you see other characters like their body type and the feathers, the length of the feathers, or the tail feathers, or the color on the tails, the plumage, unless you see them. We don't know what they are, like whether they are roosters or hens. So I thought they were roosters, but they were not. It turns out to be that they were being trying to be mounted by other roosters here on my garden. So I found out in that way that they were two hens. I'm so glad, because those two will be acting as future egg layers. So these two are additions to my farm. The reason that I'm saying additions, because I keep all my hens. I don't sell my hens. We don't eat my hens. Eat our hens. We don't process them. We keep our hens, and we rely on their eggs for source of protein in the form of egg. For the meat, I have not yet thought about growing meat birds yet, because you might see me like when you look at me, people would think, okay, this guy, yeah, he has a little homestead and he raises chickens, he probably eats them. No, actually, I don't eat them. It's very hard for me to process a chicken. I can't do that. So it's like I get too attached to the chickens. That's what people say. But the reason that I'm growing chickens is for eggs, only eggs. And I also have a lot of pet hens. There are so many favorites that I think, and they show not equal, like, yeah, they'll show affection like cats and dogs. They come, they fly over and sit on my lap, and they try to cuddle, and that's what they do. So I can't eat them, I can process them. So what we thought is, let's build a coop first. Okay, somewhere around that region there, that empty space as you see in my back, in the back. Okay, so it's behind this guava tree, behind that big rock, the stone structure. So until then, from there to the blue line, as you can see, that's our property fencing. So we're gonna build a coop, and we're gonna get meat birds from a local veterinary place. These guys have produced a wonderful breed. They said it's good for dual purpose, like even good for your eggs also, but we're gonna grow them for the meat only, and we're gonna process them. Thing is, I don't own a refrigerator. I have a refrigerator for vegetables and meat, like a tiny one, like home purpose, but not the one that you have a freezer where you actually put all the meat, all the processed chickens inside for your meat, and use it later. I don't have that. So what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna get like 10 or 20. Yeah, that's a big gap, because we don't know how many are available at the veterinary research facility nearby. It's always it's always, what do you say, it's always on demand. People actually be there first before us, and they'll try to purchase the eggs and chicks from them, and they'll do that. So we have to put in an application. It's not a written one, it's a more like a verbal thing. Like, you have to know somebody there. Good thing that we know somebody there. So we're gonna ask the person to save some chicks for us, and once she does, in the month of June, we're gonna build a coop. Probably late June or July, when the rains start, we're gonna bring those meat birds, and we're not gonna process them together. We're gonna have them like maybe 2 or 3 in a week. We'll process them, and we'll have meat for ourselves. So that will be the first time that I will be eating the meat that I'm gonna grow in my homestead. So that's how it is. And also, guys, okay, people who don't have chickens, there are many people who don't have chickens. Yeah. So automatically, when they look at a chicken, when I send them a picture of a chicken or a hen or a rooster, me holding up, the first comment that I get, like mostly stereotypical comment, is that, oh, are you gonna make it into a chicken curry, or are you gonna barbecue it? I was like, what is wrong with you guys? I mean, if I want to make a barbecue or a chicken tikka masala, I'm not gonna be holding up that chicken close to my body and giving a pose and petting it. I'm not gonna do that. We don't eat our pets. And people think, oh, chickens are not pets, chickens are meat. Well, let me tell you one thing. In the United States of America, people have garden lizards, the one that you can see behind me, as pets, right? So they eat bugs, they eat worms, and you gotta feed them. So, um, so imagine that. Okay, for us it is yucky because I'm not gonna go and handle a lizard. It's gonna pee on me. Come on. And that's what everybody thinks. If a lizard falls, people die. We have a saying here in India. So, but here you go in US, they have this lizards crawling all over their face and their head and their bodies, and that they don't die. Nobody dies. It's just a superstition. Okay, it's not gonna happen anything. So, if they can have lizards and garden lizards or dragons as pets, why can't we have chickens as pets, right? I know people have cows as pets. Well, you're not gonna cuddle them and take the cow and make them sit on your lap. But chickens, yes, I do that. People find it as funny, and people try to ridicule me, saying, "Oh, it's meant to be eaten." Well, this is my reaction to them. So, when I send a picture of my hen or rooster, it's a pet. Okay, if I'm gonna eat it, I'm not gonna be taking pictures of it. Why would I take pictures of something that I'm gonna eat? Right? That doesn't make sense, right? Okay. All right. So those are some things that a homesteader like me faces here. And also people, most of my folks and my cousins do not understand the meaning of homesteading. They think, okay, having a garden is a way of passing your time, like your spare time or a free time, like a hobby. No, it is not. Growing your own food is not a hobby, and that's what our ancestors did that. We also do that. Only thing is we don't produce raw food. We go and work for a guy 30 days in a month, probably 26 days if you can get Sundays leave by holding their hands or their legs. Sometimes you are working for somebody. End of the month you get money. You go and buy food from your supermarket or malls or metropolitan malls or whatever, and eat those burgers and pizzas. Where do you think they come from? Yeah, it's the same thing. All you have to do is you'll be doing on your computer thing or tech support. Most of us are tech support. So yeah, what I mean to say here is either that or this. In every way, end of the month, end of the day, you work for food, you work for money, and that's what I'm doing here. I work for food here. I work for my own food. I grow my own food. So that's called homesteading. And if I'm gonna sell something, yes, I'll sell. Okay, if I'm gonna sell the sapling of a banana tree that I have, I'll do that. It's $100. It's not cheap. It's not free. It's not easy. If you think you're gonna buy bananas in the market, a dozen bananas now cost $80. A plant costs you $100. I'm gonna sell you a plant. If you have a place, go ahead and plant it. You have a lot of bananas. You're gonna have a lot of bananas in 6 months. Yeah, you're gonna have a whole bunch of bananas, huge big bunches, if you take care of them and water them properly and put some proper manure. You can see the difference there. Or I'm not gonna say I'm not dishing any traditional markets or corporate markets here. No, I do not. I support them fully because I can grow all my food. For example, I can grow rice, so I'm gonna go and buy rice from my supermarket. It doesn't mean that homesteading doesn't mean that I am fully reliable on it. I'm not completely self-reliant. I have what I can grow here, and I use them for my own food, and I do sell some of them to make some extra money on the side. Now the money that I make from my homesteading goes back into the garden. I'll tell you how. I'll buy new nursery, new plants from the nurseries, or I'll go ahead and buy seeds, or I'll go ahead and buy some manure if I don't find any cow dung in the wild for foraging. Of course, I have rabbits. I do collect their pellets and I mix them up with my soil, and I also mix some foraged cow dung with the soil. That's how I make my manure. I don't buy potting soil mixes. It's very expensive. Each bag costs more than a bag of rice. A bag of rice will last 3 months for me alone, and it's cost like 1/3 of the cost of the potting soil that I could afford here. So I'm not going to be buying potting soil mix. I'm not dishing people who buy them. Perhaps it is affordable for you. Perhaps it is, you may think it's good for you, and you may not have mammals, or you may not have cows or goats or rabbits for you to give you menu. So that's a sensible thing. You go to a market, you go to a nursery and buy potting soil mixes and pot your seeds in, or plant your whatever saplings or whatever you're growing. So I'm saving money in that way is rabbits and forest cow dung. So I do not buy manure. So that's how I grow my plants there. So yes, I live in a grow zone 14B. If you take a look at an Indian map, it's somewhere far down south, and that's where I live. It's very hot here. Okay, we don't have plants like lettuce or a broccoli or strawberries. We don't have those. We can't grow them here. I would be needing a proper greenhouse with thermostat in it, with controlled temperature and humidity and stuff, with fans and all. Oh, that thing is expensive. But if I really want to eat some of those plants that I cannot grow in my zone, I probably would do that. Yeah, maybe in the future, build a greenhouse and grow plants that you cannot grow in the naked garden outside. So that's called homestead. Now many Indians, my friends, I'm not going to say Indians, many of my friends do not understand it. They say, oh, this person is passing his time in his garden. He sits and talks to his trees and cuddles his chickens. Yes, that's what I do. I cuddle my chickens, yeah, and they give me eggs. And it's fun to raise animals. It teaches you responsibility. If you have kids, then if your kids are asking you to bring them a puppy or a cat, just give them something first, a smaller animal like a hamster or something, and you could see your kids character build up. Perhaps he or she might not be patient, or they might build skills like taking care of something or someone, looking after it, cleaning after it. It's not always nice and warm and cuddly. They poop, it's stinky. So you got to be down for cleaning stinky stuff. And if they are on you, sometimes they'll poop on you too. It's not just chickens. Any animal can poop on you. Any bird can poop on you. You look at the sky and you'll see birds flying down. They poop in the middle of air, especially crows. So you got to be down for taking that responsibility as well. You cannot hire servants and maids to clean up after your chickens. You do that yourself. That teaches you a lot. Now you might have seen people working in my backyard sometimes. These come for heavier work, something that I'm not equipped to do. Something like breaking down the wood pile there. It's not even wood, it's broken trees. They're just logs. So we need an expert to come and do that. I'm not gonna take an axe and put that try to cut a log and slip, and this thing actually goes back into my forehead. Now I'm not gonna go in that way. No, not never. So there are some things that we cannot do. That's why we hire people. That's the smartest thing to do. It's not stupidity. It is not wasting money. That's how you work. That's how you work. They are skilled. You are not. You are skilled in something else. I am skilled in teaching. I'm skilled in my computers. I am skilled in having my own garden and raising chickens. But when it comes to taking an axe and cutting those logs down, I'm not doing that. I'm not skilled at that. Somebody else is. I'm going to pay for that, and that's what I do. So it's okay to hire a handyman. Okay, it doesn't affect your my male ego or whatever you call that as. Okay, machoism or something. No, I accept that I do not own all skills. I have some and I use them, and if I don't have the others, then I hire them. That's how it works. That's how it goes. And I also get hired to teach people English. Of course, I'm not perfect in English. It's my second language. Yes. So whatever I've been being trained on, and what are the experience that I got, a lot of exposure from my friends, from the church, and also YouTube community. That's what I use, and that's what I show them. So end of the day, it's just sharing knowledge and getting hired for work. That's what I do. So this is me and this is the mail call that I had, and all the rant that you heard extra is just some of those answers that people actually been asking me for over the past of course of 6 months about my chickens and gardening and questionable lifestyle. Yeah, it is called as questionable lifestyle because you don't see a 30-year-old man, like me, 30-year-old, living in a remote location here. Like you can hear, the probably it's 2 kilometers from here to the main road, and we don't have a supermarket here. So people would think, how is this guy who is in his 30s, mid 30s, and not going to McDonald's and having burgers for lunch? Apparently, that's a new lifestyle that people actually think worth living. Like, I don't know, for Instagram, for taking pictures, I'm not sure why, but I chose to be healthy, so this is where I am. I used to be like that. I used to have lunches and I used to have breakfast in those restaurants so many times in a week, probably maybe 5 times in a week. So look where it got me. It got me all the extra winter coat inside of my skin, which is taking a lot of time to melt. So I said, okay, if I'm gonna live, I'm gonna live healthy and I'm gonna grow my own food. And here I am doing that. Thank you. So guess what? I may not have similar minded people in my location or in my family sphere or my friend circle, but I have people in USA. I have people in Sweden. I have people in Philippines. I have people in Indonesia or Malaysia or Canada. I have people in many countries who have same mindset, who have a homestead, who own an acre or more than an acre, sometimes 100 acres, I'm not sure, but they have piece of land and they live like that. And they're not all of them are single. They have families. They have a wife who supports them. They have children who support them. They're not like one of those nagging types where they say, oh, you can't really live in a homestead, you can't bend, you can't water your gardens, it's hot outside, you can't work in the sun. We should not be working in the sun. We should be in air conditioning, sleeping and cuddling with each other, with 2 dogs that shed, and in-laws coming in, a lot of festivals and parties, becoming fat, drinking stuff. So no, not that type. They have wonderful families who support them back and forth, up and down, whatever the matter is. If they are in financial crisis, their wives stand by, the children stand by, and if they earn money, they enjoy it, they give thanks to God, and they go out for restaurant or invest on something, or they'll get more birds or more livestock and grow, or buy a piece of land. It's together. They do it together. That's something that lacks. That I have experienced in place, at least in my friend circle and my family circle. We don't have the proper support from everybody. If everybody supports the person who is doing this, it will be easier on the person, and also the person can become successful. Okay, instead of passing judgments and nagging people and comparing them to others, or comparing to your cousins, your siblings. That's what people do, compare and let you down. So in the end of the day, you'll be miserable, more miserable than before, than yesterday, if you take in all those thoughts and think about it. So that's the extra rant is all about, and it's almost 30 minutes that have been recording this video. I don't have internet now. I don't know what's happening. It probably because of the storm. Yes, there was a storm last night, so they might had an issue, I'm not sure. We'll see how it works. But I did get the internet in the morning for some time, like 2 hours. I posted 2 videos, and once I get the internet back, I'm going to be uploading this. And if you are sitting through all these 30 minutes of rant, thank you for doing that. Okay, then I admit that you are a real supporter and a genuine supporter who he really wants me to be successful and do this homesteading and YouTubing being out there, just being there. Thank you for doing that, and you all have a great day and happy month and happy week. Take care. Bye bye, people.